About assets and liabilities. But before to do that, let's go over our previous lesson over personal and family budgets. What percent of the main family budget is used for entertainment and food combined? Round to the nearest percent, you may use a calculator. So again, we remember part to the whole equal percent to 100. So we need to know what percent is spent on entertainment, la, and food combined, la. So $255 plus $650, that's $905 that are spent on those two sections of their budgets, categories of their budget. So what is the whole budget? $1,235 plus $1,090 plus $650 plus $975 plus $340 plus $190 plus $250 plus $255 and plus $540. So $5,525. So their minimum budget to survive on this budget is $5,525. That's how much they need to make per month to survive on this budget. So I need to break down 5,525 to 100. I need to break it down by dividing. So 5,525, I believe I would divide this by 55.25. Let's make sure I am correct. I'm just guessing. It is because I know if I'm dividing, so you're dividing it a number to get it to 100. So I know I have to move it 2 places to the hundredths value, hundredths place. And so what's 905 divided by 55 and 2500? And you get 16.38%, or 16.4%, or just 16%. I'll round to the nearest percent, so I guess it's 16%. So 60% of their budget is spent on entertainment and food. From what I can tell about their budget, they save a lot of money. Excellent job. Utility. Oh, yeah. Now I think about it. Utilities. In the last slide, a category that people do spend is utility, electricity, water. They spend a lot of money on clothing per month. I don't know. I guess I don't ever buy any clothes. So, Brainstorm, what does it mean for a family to be wealthy? If your family is considered wealthy, what does it mean? Does it mean you live in a really, really big house? Or you have owned all these different types of cars, so you're wealthy? Or does it mean you own a small house and maybe just one or two car or one car? However, you own it. It's yours to keep. There's no loan. So what does it mean to be wealthy? In my opinion, to be wealthy is you own your possessions. If you own what you have, I think you're wealthy. If everything you have is a loan, you got to borrow money to own everything you have, then I don't really consider you wealthy, because what happens if you lose your job? All of that possession will disappear. So, however, if you own your own house, if you own your own car, you own your own, I don't know, furniture, because people do rent furniture, I guess you're kind of wealthy. Again, it's how you interpret what wealthy is. Could be wealthy in spirit too, whatever you want to call it. So vote with your feet. Which family is more wealthy? Family A owns a 3-bedroom house, value at $100,000, and 1 car. The home is furnished with modest furniture. The only valuable jewelry they own are wedding bands, valued just under $800. They have an emergency saving account, a college saving account, and a retirement saving. They also have 2 credit cards. They have a lot of money saved. Family B owns a 5-bedroom house, value of $400,000. Dang, that's a very nice house. A car and an SUV. The house is furnished with luxurious furniture, really high-end stuff, like an Ethan Allen or something. They also own a valuable piece of art and expensive jewelry. The family has a retirement saving and 6 credit cards. So which family is more wealthy? I don't know. I personally, I would not know which one to vote for. I think they're both very, very good. I mean, they do own valuable piece of art and expensive jewelry, and they have retirement saving, but they also have a lot of savings too. The thing for this one is, which one is paid off? They own a house $100,000. If they only own like 1,000 or 10,000 or 10% of what the house is worth, then I don't consider that wealthy. And this one, what if they own like almost, they paid it all off? The house is paid for. They don't have to pay any mortgage. Their car is paid for. Then I would consider family B wealthy. But what if this is all loans? They had to borrow all this money to pay for all this. Then I would not consider them wealthy. So wealthy is things that are paid off. Dave Ramsey. So Google Dave Ramsey. Or maybe your parents know what Dave Ramsey. He's a financial guru guy. Does it make you rich or wealthy to have a lot of things that cost a large amount? Why or why not? So does it make you rich to have a lot of things that cost? I guess so, yes. But again, it depends. It depends. Yes and no. It depends. It depends if it is paid off. If it's things you own, it's yours to keep, then I consider you wealthy. How do most people purchase expensive goods such as a house or car? Most people do take a loan. Most people go to when they go to the dealership, they go to the financing office in order to find someone to borrow, a company to borrow, so they can borrow money, because a loan, remember, is borrowing money to pay for the car, and you go to a mortgage company to pay for your house. So, for example, to buy my house, I had to go take a mortgage. What does it mean to have debt? Debt means you have negative wealth. When you have a debt, that means you owe people money. You're not. Zero is the kill. I mean, zero is right here. So you have debt. It's negative. It's not good to be in debt. It really does suck to be in debt. I did it when I was in college. After I graduated college, that's why I worked 7 days a week. Worked at Toys R Us Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Taught 5 days a week, Monday to Friday. Did it for about, I think, 2 years, a year and a half or something like that. And I was able to pay off all my debt, my college debt, my housing debt, and everything. So it was good to be out of that. So what we're going to be learning 2 words is assets and liability. And assets are things you own. If you have assets, things are like stocks, a checking account, a saving account, a retirement, a house that you actually own that you don't pay on, a car, clothes, furniture. Those are assets. Liabilities are things you owe. That means that you have to pay off. You always hear something called tax liabilities. That means things you're going to have to pay. So liabilities are not that great. They are negative. Net worth is the value of your assets minus your liability. It represents the value of what you own minus what you owe. It's what you own minus what you owe. So net worth is very important. For example, just pretending a family assets are $10,000. That means they own $10,000 worth of savings, a house, a car, and everything. But their liability, that means they will have to pay off a college loan, is $7,000. So their net worth is $3,000. At the end of the day, if one of them, if they do die, then they have $3,000. After sell all their estates, sell everything off, $3,000 is what they are worth. However, what happens if their liability is negative $12,000? That means at the end of the day, they're negative $2,000. That's not good. They will not be able to pay for any like funeral expenses or anything because they just don't have any money to pay off anything. So it's negative $2,000. It's your net worth got to be positive. So hopefully you have a positive. I mean you have more things you own than more things you owe. So we're gonna practice this. Circle the assets. So this is about lands. Circle the assets, box the liability. So I'm going to circle the assets. Assets are things that I own. He owns cash. A car paid off. And savings. He owns all 3 of those. Credit card debt. That's a liability. That's not good. That's things he owes in life. A loan. This is what he owes. This is what he owes. A car paid off. So I guess he has 2 cars. One car he owes $5,600, while another car is paid off $2,300. So what would cause a person? What is the net worth? So let's see. So let's do assets first. Assets are things what he owns. So he owns 800 plus 2300 plus 8,000. If you add all this up, so 11,100 is assets. His liabilities, or things that he owes, is 2,730, 5,670, 5,600. 10 carried to 1, that's 14, 20 carried to 2, 10, 12, 14,000. Oh, I think we're going to have a problem already. This is what he owned, positive. This is liability. This is what he owed, bad, negative. He owes more than what he owned. How much more negative is than positive? Let's subtract this. 14,000 minus 11,100. 0, 0, 9. Oh, that's 0. So his liability, his net worth is negative 2,900. That means he has more liability. He owes more money than he owns. That is not good. That's a negative net worth. What would cause a person to have a negative net worth? They spend too much money. Let's see. From what I can tell here, he has this huge loan. He spends way too much money on his credit card. Maybe he bought a really, really large house and he's paying off all this extra debt, furniture to furnish this house. What would cause a family to have a positive net worth? Positive net worth, you save a lot. You don't spend more than what you don't spend more than what you owe or have. Actually, more than what you have. So if you make 40,000 a year, you save most of it, and so that's what would cause a positive net worth. Why is it important to have a positive net worth? Because its main thing is saving stress. It's so important to save stress, because if you have more money in the bank than what you owe, then you are going to save a lot of stress. That means if there are emergency, because everybody should have a 3-month emergency, because if someone loses a job, you should be able to survive at least 3 to 6 months with comfortably, well, not comfortably, but at least survive. Pay off your mortgage, pay off any bills you have to pay. So it does save stress. So that's the reason why. And that's it. So what we talked about today is liability and assets. Assets are things what you own. That's positive. You want assets. Liabilities are things that you owe. That's negative. You don't want that. And then if you combine them together, it's called net worth. Net worth tells if you take all your money, all your assets, and all your liabilities, are you going to have a positive or negative? At the end of the day, will you have more money or less money in the bank? Assets and liabilities.